share in this very special wedding day. I want to remind each of us that what happens here today is a holy event. The institution of marriage is ordained by God, and this ceremony is an act of worship by the bride and groom. The vows that this man and this woman will soon share will be witnessed by God himself. God's holy word uses the wedding ceremony and the marriage relationship as a way for our own understanding of God's great love and the unbroken covenant with each of us. We share in God's delight for the love that is joining these two together this day. Would you pray with me? Father, we give you praise today for the beauty that you've brought forward in these two, in the weather, the rain that was yesterday, and the schedule for the rest of this week. God, it's cleared away today. And I believe it's for the special purpose of bringing these two together. Lord, we give praise for the families that have raised these two wonderful people. And we're so grateful to be here as an opportunity to witness their love. Lord, we pray for protection for this marriage, not only today, but forevermore. Amen. Awesome. Would you take Michaela to be your wedded wife? To live together under God's holy ordinance of marriage? Will you love her, comfort her, honor and keep her in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others? Keep yourself only unto her, so long as you both shall live. Michaela, will you take Austin to be your wedded husband, to live together after God's holy ordinance of marriage? Will you love him, honor and keep him in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others? Keep yourself only unto him, so long as you both shall live. Who gives this woman to be married to this man?
Her mother and I do.
Both turn to face me. Austin and Michaela, do you realize that God has ordained this day for you? In the time that I've spent with you, I have no doubt that God has had great joy in cultivating this relationship. You began dating and quickly fell for one another in your sophomore year at college at Olivet. What I have witnessed from then on has been nothing short of great joy to me. As we have talked about your relationship habits and how you both show loving care for one another, I can wholeheartedly tell you that I'm so honored to be witnessing God's love story in this wedding. Austin, when you talk about Michaela, you use words like beautiful, fun, best friend, above and beyond what I could ever imagine or deserve. Michaela, when you talk about Austin, you talk about how handsome, goofy, caring he is, that he's your best friend, and you're ready. But what has been the one thing that has stood out to me since the first time you both came to our house, hang out and talk and play games, is how you focused on having God lead you and just sustaining a healthy, fulfilling friendship together in relationship. You've always been in it for the long haul. I truly believe that marriage is sacramental. It teaches us about our relationship to God, and that relationship, and the one to be permanently established today, it's like a mirror. It will reflect your qualities entirely, the best and the worst. And based on how I have come to know you and your relationship, I know you will live admirably for each other. In a few minutes, you will recite your vows to one another, but first, will confirm what you've been called to live in. Austin, in the days ahead, you will need to be bold and strong, showing leadership, protection, and provision for your wife. Ephesians 5:25 says, "Husbands, love your wives just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her, to make her holy, cleansing her by the washing with water through the word, and to present her to himself as a radiant church, without stain, wrinkle, or any other blemish, but holy and blameless. In In this same way, husbands ought to love their wives as their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself. Austin, you may remember not too long ago I told you that caring for yourself, mind, and body, and much of you to care for Michaela will be forevermore. My charge to you is to love Christ with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. For this is the greatest gift you will ever give Michaela. For as long as Christ is the center of your life, and you make no compromise in this one thing, everything else in life will take care of itself. God invites us all to live a life beyond measure. Michaela, you will fill Austin's life with the beauty of peace and inspiration. Your ability to replace fear with hope, sorrow with joy, confusion with determination will be second to none, no one else in his life. These are intricate blessings that are a gift that you bring to his life and the atmosphere of your home. Matthew 19:4 says that at the beginning the Creator made them. For this reason a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and the two will become one flesh. So they are no longer two, but one. Therefore, what God has joined together, man must not separate. Taylor, since I've known you, you have not only passed the hole in this man's heart, but you have become his ever-present thought, his drive, and his greatest hope. That is no surprise to anyone present here today, since you live as a daily example to the world around you of how to face life's hardships and not be overcome by it. Romans 12:9 says, love must be sincere. Hate what is evil. Cling to what is good. Be devoted to one another in love. Honor one another above yourselves. Never be lacking in zeal, but keep your spiritual fervor serving the Lord. Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. Share with God's people who are in need. Practice hospitality, and live in harmony with one another. So to both of you, I give this advice. Make each of your hellos and goodbyes matter. Say good morning with newness and freshness each day. Walk in the door, giving and receiving love. Make sure your partner anticipates you come out. Say goodbye as if each could be your last. Never depart without reassuring your love for one another. Keep each other as the center of your own universe. May your marriage be displayed to those around you as a lasting example of the covenant that you're making today. What God has brought together, and no one separated. Face each other. The bride and groom have written their own vows that they will share at this time. Awesome.
My dearest Michaela, words cannot and will not ever be able to express my love for you. I think back to the moment I first met you. It was during the leadership summit at the beginning of sophomore year. I had no idea who you were, and I didn't know anything about you, except that you were the only person I noticed in the room. When I was introduced to you, I felt nothing but nervousness, hoping more than anything I wouldn't make a fool of myself. I'm sure that along the way, I had made a fool of myself more than once. It was from that moment on that I knew you were something special, and I couldn't have been more right. Through the time I have spent with you, I have come to love every single aspect of you and your life, which includes your family, your friends, your aspirations, your goals, and your dreams. Michaela, you alone are the greatest blessing God has ever given to me. There isn't a day that goes by where I don't thank Him for you. You are a beautiful example of His grace shown to me. I believe you are God's way of intervening in my life to show me a better way to live and love. Before you, I was simply a boy that was immature and ill-prepared for life. Because of you, I'm a man that acts on love, selflessness, gratefulness, and joy. You You have flipped my world upside down, or should I say right side up, in the best way possible. I look to the future with nothing but excitement, joy, and comfort. You build me up when I am torn down. You give me clarity when I am lost. You show me through any and all, or you love me through any and all circumstances. And because of that, I am forever thankful. I love you with all that I am, and I promise to give you a life you deserve. I promise to head up a household that seeks God first, no matter how big or little the circumstances. I promise to put your wants, desires, and needs before my own, knowing you would do the same for me. I promise to honor you and respect you in all ways. You truly are the best thing to ever happen to me. You are my best friend, my biggest supporter, the love of my life, and my forever. From the book of Philippians, chapter 1, verse 3, every time I think of you, I thank God for you. And from Song of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 4, I have found the one whom my soul loves. I love you, my gorgeous Michaela Lane.
Stan, before I knew you, I thought I knew what I wanted in a partner, but when you came into my life, my expectations were exceeded. You continue to show me how a man is supposed to treat a woman. Every single day, I'm surprised by the things you do and how you handle yourself. You go above and beyond, and I really am so grateful. I cannot say it was love at first sight, but it didn't take long from when we first started dating to now. It's just been a crazy and beautiful ride. I promise I will choose to love you every day and continue to be a wife you deserve. I also promise I will try to watch as many baseball games with you. I promise to be your person and best friend until the end. Austin, thank you for being the person you are and loving me the way you do. This is the easiest I do I will ever say. I cannot wait to start this incredible journey with you and go where we go.
Austin and Michaela, today you are making a forever commitment to one another. You have a symbol of your love to each other in the form of rings. Austin and Michaela, repeat after me. I, Austin,
I, Austin,
take you, Michaela,
take you, Michaela,
to be my wedded wife,
to be my wedded wife,
to have and to hold from this day forward,
to have and to hold from this day forward,
for better, for worse,
for better, for worse,
for richer, for poorer,
for richer, for poorer,
in sickness and in health,
and in sickness and in health,
to love and to cherish,
to love and to cherish,
as long as we both shall live.
for as long as we both shall live.
This is my solemn vow to you before God.
This is my vows before God.
Michaela, I will give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a token of my love and constant faithfulness.
as a token of my love and constant faithfulness.
With this ring,
With this ring,
I do wed.
I do wed.
To Austin, repeat after me. I, Michaela, take you, Austin, to be my wedded husband,
To be my wedded husband,
to have and to hold from this day forward,
have to hold until this day forward,
for better, for worse,
for better or for worse,
for richer, for poorer,
for richer or poorer,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
to love and to cherish,
to love and cherish,
as long as we both shall live.
as long as we both shall live.
This is my solemn vow to you before God.
Solemn vow before
Austin, I give you this ring
Austin, give me this
as a token of my love and constant faithfulness.
as a token of my love and constant faithfulness.
With this ring,
With this ring,
I do wed. I'd like to pray a prayer of blessing over the two. Austin and Michaela, may God provide you with the joy of the journey. May He give you His Spirit to guide you and His love that will never fail you. May you have the faith today forward that will strengthen you and unite your hearts into Him. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make His face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord give you peace and love. Amen. Austin, you may now kiss your bride. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to now present to you for the first time Austin and Michaela Brewer.
Thankful she did. My best friend found the man of her dreams. Michaela, you are in good hands with this one. It's a best friend instinct. Austin quickly fell into place with our friend group, and from that moment, I knew he was the one for you. Austin. I know when I first met you, you asked Michaela, is it normal for her to just show up here all the time? Michaela answered with, yeah, she always does that. When you started dating Michaela, you quickly learned that a shadow would follow you guys around, and that shadow was me. You turned into not only mine, but Brandon's best friend very fast. Michaela and I have always wanted our boyfriends to be best friends, and that dream turned into reality. I'm so happy that Michaela has found someone as weird, goofy, kind-hearted, and as loving as you. You're going to be the most amazing husband to Michaela, and I'm excited to watch your journey through your life together. As for the both of you, watching your relationship grow over the past 2 years has shown me what a true love is. Austin has set my standards of how a man should treat a woman. Your relationship with one another has opened my eyes to not settle for less. I know both of you are in good hands with each other, and I'm excited to watch you two grow. I love you guys both so much, and I'm blessed I got to be by your side as you two said I do. If everyone now raise their glass and cheers to the new bride and groom.
I remember freshman year, when Austin wasn't feeling the best, he asked me to drive him to the store to get some medicine. And at that point, I knew we would be married, best friends. It is really an honor to have been asked by Austin to be his best friend, because he's finally admitting that I am the best, and that means a lot to me. So thank you. I appreciate it. Now, I would like to say how beautiful most of you guys look tonight. I appreciate the effort that some of you have made. You know who you are. So, I first met Michaela at Olivet, like Austin, and I knew she was more into me than she was Austin. But I was taken. So she took the second best word option. All jokes aside, I truly am glad that you take Austin for who he is, Michaela. It means the world to me, and I know you mean the world to him. You make him a better man, and I've seen the difference and impact you make in his life daily since I've lived with him. I applaud your dedication to being an educator and to my best friend, who I hope you share many happy, heartfelt years with, filled full of joy and momentous memories and occasions. Austin always talked about Michaela ever since they started dating, and he always has a smile on his face no matter if he sees her on campus, goes out of his way to bring her a coffee, or just to say hi to her, swing by her apartment at Olivet. And whenever she comes up in conversation, you can just see his face light up. And that, to me, that is true love. I'll show you next one. It's my bad. It's a champagne. Give me a break, guys. Come on. I truly could not be happier seeing the two of you guys together. You complete each other and you complement each other's strengths and you help each other in your weaknesses. I wish you nothing but happiness, love, success for the rest of your lives. Now, before I wrap this up, Michaela and Austin, if you all would look at each other, you know, two little lovebirds. I'm gonna get between you guys. You are looking at the person who is not only your best friend, but the love of your life. The person you're gonna lean on when you're struggling, and the person you're gonna come home to and love for the rest of your lives. I'm sorry, Austin, I really wish it was me. I had to say no, I'm engaged. Now, if y'all would join me in raising a glass. Cheers to Mr. and Mrs. Brewers.
Well, so they usually say you're supposed to save the best for last, but I seriously just can't beat that cowboy hat. It's killing me. No, thank you. I already got shot down, sorry. No, so out of all these guys standing up here, I've known Austin the least amount of time. We've known each other just about a year now, just because my fiance Abby and Michaela are best friends. And actually, Austin was not too fond of me the first time he met me. His exact words were, he's just another asshole Army veteran who is mad at the world. No, but over the last year, Austin and I have grown extremely close, and he's always the person I call to or text whenever I'm having my own problems. And he's like, I do consider one of my best friends, and he's one of my backbones. He really is. So, I almost shed a tear. Look at me. You know, I'm extremely happy for these two, and they are like truly the ones that I idolize my relationship to be off of. I really do. They are, in my eyes, like the absolute perfect couple. So, glasses, please. Austin and Michaela Brewers.
And after these guys, what they said, all that. Is that better? Oh, yeah. Awesome, Michaela. What a great day. It really was. The weather held out. I'm gonna cry again. So I don't want to do that. I already did enough during the ceremony, so. I'll get it. Yeah, right. Don't look away. I'm just so happy for you two. I think Sean hit it perfect in the ceremony. That.
Bite your tongue.
Yeah, I know. You keep Christ in your life, and everything falls in place. And I really believe that strongly. So that's it. Meeting Michaela's mom and dad. I've only known them for like 3 weeks, but they feel like family already, and that's awesome. So. And stories that Michaela has told about her folks, and times in her household, very special, and you just know that she comes from a great family, great raising, and that's good to know. I don't know what else to say. Obviously, I'm not good at speeches, so. I just want to wish you the best. Don't be strangers, come around. So, that's another thing. I just appreciate this day and all of you coming out to celebrate the memories here. And I don't know what else to say. I just love you guys the best. And raise your glasses.
Yes.
We're just going to say, because it's my own name, welcome, Mr. and Mrs. Brewers.
I gotta say one thing. I'm finally gonna give it to her. Look how beautiful my twin sister looks. I love you, Michaela. I love you, Austin. Everyone here, I love seeing my family. It means so much to me. I truly feel that family is one of the most important things in life. So keep that close to you. When I first saw my sister this morning, I couldn't help but like really tearing up and crying because she looks just so amazing. I don't know. It's like really surreal for me to see this happening because, but congratulations, and everyone have a great night. I love seeing you guys and have a good night. Again.
I've been through a couple of weddings before. My daughter Kelly, I regret I didn't stand up and say something there. My son Travis, I didn't stand up and say something there. But I wanted to say something here, and I don't have a big speech, but I wanted to kind of reiterate what I said last night. Was the first time I met Austin. I'm not going to tell him about the underground world. First time I met Austin, I knew he was the right guy. So, and it comes from prayer. I kept hearing, if you want your daughter to meet and marry the right guy, keep it in prayer. And God is faithful. Welcome to the family.